to sign the change order number 1 for the South Racket Water District. Description as follows. Remove item B25 steam number 10 DD crossing. Deduct bid value for steam crossing number 10, which was not completed due to a realignment of service lateral. $126,092 decrease.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. 12. Approval from the Massena Town Council of the Town Supervisor to sign change order number 2 for the South Racket Water District. Description as follows. Lengthen steam crossing number 1 by approximately 100 linear feet. That'd be a 36,339.20 increase. Reroute the steam crossing number 3 nearer to roadway. Lengthen directional drill by approximately 150 linear feet. That'd be a 39,154.19 increase. Add 2 directional drill crossings of CR 37, County Route 37 is stream crossing number 8 to avoid deep excavation near roadway. That's 2,528.90 increase. Add 1 directional drill at culvert near STA 840+00 to avoid deep excavation near the roadway. That'd be 59,582.64 increase. The estimated quantities of pay items associated with open cut installation will not be installed due to alignment change or replacement of directional drill installation will not be paid. Total 187,605.01 increase. Have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Can you explain that a little more, Dylan, so people know what?
Most of this was just the stream crossings. Depending on where the directional drill had it set up, it isn't always as perfect as the blueprints show. So that's just dealing with the issues we get in the field.
Thank you.
Number 13.
Oh, we didn't vote yet. Did we vote? Okay.
I don't think.
I think we did.
What is the motion? Okay.
I'm in favor for 12. Right, I'm in favor for 12. I think we all, did we vote? I think Adrian first.
I had Adrian, Sam, and then everybody.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Typically have discussion first.
Thanks, Sean.
Yep.
13, approval from the Massena Town Council of Town Supervisors to sign the grant application to secure funding for the Community Development Block Grant Program, CDBG, in the town of Massena, New York. It is for the town of Massena to secure funding to support their economic development activities through business expansion and job growth. Is there a motion on that?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Mr. Supervisor, quick question from the floor.
Yes.
When we were talking about all these programs going on with the airport, just so the residents are clear, where is the funding coming from for these?
Federal government and state.
So we know that for a fact?
Yes.
So it won't affect the town taxes at all?
Our contribution is minimal. It's small.
95% from the federal, 2.5 from the state, 2.5 from Massena. Actually, our airport's been self-sufficient as far as funding.
Well, which leads me to maybe Brenda can help. Did our airport, did we make money on the airport last year? We did. So it's self-sufficient, it's funding itself?
Since 2019.
Okay. Is it possible to get a copy of last year's budget?
For last year's budget?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on the website too.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Jim. Do we have a motion to accept the warrants and transfer warrants?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. We have a motion to accept the transfer of amendments. Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Excuse me. Bookkeeper's report.
So as of August 19th, 2026, our collected revenue was
I can't hear that.
We can't hear that in the back, just to let you know. Sorry.
I don't have a speaker.
Well, we should have one for you.
Yeah.
We'll do our best, try to speak up a little bit if we can. You want to come over here?
Thank you.
Thanks, Randy. And you're a hero.
You didn't know how to.
I'm in the hot seat. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so as of today, August 19, 2026, our revenue collected was $6,123,704. As of August 20th, 2025, our collected revenue was $5,834,229. So our revenue collected as of this year is $289,476 more than August of 25. Our expenses as of today, August 19, 2026, is $5,207,333. And that's our revenue, sorry, expenses. And then our expenses in 2025 were $5,228,263. So our expenses are $20,930 less than August of 2025.
Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome. Thanks for the hot seat.
Randy, you might as well stand up the whole time.
Thanks, sir. Okay. Committee and department reports. Town highway, senior report.
For the highway department, we've mowed cemeteries 4 times, we've completed road work for this year's paving. The county's schedule has been pushed back a little bit due to weather. Right now, we're looking at the first, maybe the second week in September. We completed the surplus equipment auction for the highway department. We completed mowing roadsides for the second time. We completed patching on South Grass and Cary Road, and we have started patching on LaRue Road. For equipment repairs, Unit 49, we replaced the windshield. For Unit 51, we replaced an air dryer. Unit 52, we had repairs made to the emission system, and we are still continuing to chase a transmission issue. For the airport, boutique air numbers for July were 536 in plane, 560 deplane, for 1,096 total. There was 185 landings and 0 canceled flights due to weather. They continue to remove the beaver dams from the drainage pipes. They continue to brush hog the fields for the second trip around. And we completed our yearly fuel truck calibration. For the library, museum, we have no new issues. For the town hall, we are chasing a HVAC control.
Thank you.
As long as you're with the highway department. A few years back, we had Haas approach the county regarding the causeway on Willow Street. The overgrowth is terrible now. Is it possible that you could contact the county and get that turned back to where it looks halfway decent so you can see the water? I think there's still water there. You can't see through the trees, but is that all possible?
I think that's our chronic that maintains that, but, we could start to check with the county.
You start the conversation.
Actually, it's a county road.
It is,
It's a
yeah.
county.
The other, I might as well throw this in while you're at that, the site that's being worked on to, fill in the old powerhouse, there's stones always out in the road. That should be addressed and, cleaned up better with, the traffic that's there. They should maybe pave a section of it. So all those stones aren't dragged out to the road in the dust.
Sam, can I ask a quick question? Are there any plans as to what that's supposed to look like when it's finished? Because I haven't seen any.
I've just seen some, whatever AI designed, pictures of it. It's a berm with 2 gates in the middle.
Right, and the rest of us, I don't think, have seen anything really.
I just found that by searching for it. I don't think we'll work on getting that out, actually.
Yeah,
I will say, I think, at the Monday luncheon meeting, alcohol or Nyquil presented, and it looks like it's just basically gonna be like a grassy hill, you know, it's just gonna be like, it look like a dike, basically, just
no
covered in
public
grass.
walkway or any type
Not
of
sure on all those details, we
observation.
gave feedback at the meeting, like that was just like a kind of public meeting to like a kind of local group of business leaders or whatever, but we gave feedback like that, so we're hoping we should follow up on that.
I'm just wondering, who would we talk to about, like, informing the public as to what it's supposed to be?
I think Knight was putting that on, right?
I don't wanna
It's a
speak-
paper project.
Yeah, I don't wanna speak for them, but
There is
we'll ask,
discussion on bike path along through there, so it's ongoing discussion.
I don't wanna speak for them, but we'll see what we can find out and see if they can get something out.
I appreciate it, because people are wondering and asking.
Certainly. Joint rec,
Hey, Rick, I was at the meeting, we're still looking for proposal from a company for the dehumidifier, which they haven't got it back yet. Massena Minor football started August 17th, they're gonna use the Alcoa field for 2 months. Alcoa Park Foundation, that Alcoa gave the $20,000 for the next 3 years. The first project is going to be putting a new roof on the Alcoa shack. The second year, they're talking about possibly resurfacing the Alcoa playground. They didn't say anything on the third year, what they might do with it. And they talked about softball, men's and women's playoffs, and that was it. Nothing else new.
thanks Adrian. Town library,
Chrissy and I weren't able to attend because we had another meeting that night, so I don't have anything for the library.
never fear, we have Chris here.
Yeah.
Good news, I did attend. So, as always, I'd like to share the library value for the month of July. What this number is basically out of the use that people get from the library, how much would that cost if you had to pay out of pocket? And for the month of July, the total comes to $106,565.45. And I'd just like to point out that that's approximately less than 1/7 of the library's entire annual budget in just 1 month for the value. So I think that shows that the community is getting a really good deal out of the library. And that includes 99 programs just in the month of July with 973 participants and a total of 7,985 visitors to the library, just in the month of July again. As for things coming up, we have Teen and Tween Dungeons and Dragons, we have Lego Club. Our Friends of the Library will be holding a mini book sale on August 27th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. This is kind of a prelude to their fall festival, which will be on Saturday, September 19th. That will include their major book sale, plant sale, and musical entertainment, which if you heard me on the radio this morning, I could not remember who they got for musical entertainment. It was the New Horizons Swing Band. And they are fantastic. We have a legal clinic, excuse me, with Adam Martin of Volunteer Lawyers of Central New York on August 27th from 2 to 4. He is helping tenants who are having housing issues, and he recommends that you bring any relevant paperwork. On August 25th at 2:30, we have Vicki from the Alzheimer's Association of Central New York coming at 2:30 to talk about dementia and dementia-related caregiving. And at that same talk, you will be able to learn more about the library's Memory Cafe. On August 31st, from 1 to 2, we have our Healthy Cooking on a Budget with Cornell Cooperative Extension. We will be making cucumber berry salad. And on September 15th, we have voting rights and registration with the League of Women Voters of the North Country. They're going to help people get registered to vote. They're going to teach a little bit about the history behind voting rights and what's going on, what's changed with them, where we stand now. We've got a back-to-school coloring contest that's going on through September 30th. Anyone under the age of 18 is welcome to pick up a coloring sheet from the children's room in the library and return it to the library by September 30th to receive a prize. Our ongoing programs include Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 9:30, Jerry Fit. Mondays at 10, Babies, Music, and Movement for ages 2 and under. The first and third Tuesdays of every month at 1 is the Memory Cafe. Wednesdays are pretty big. We've got at 9:30 on Wednesdays our open sewing lab. We have a whole bunch of sewing machines. If you don't have a sewing machine, no problem. We provide them. You can come in, stitch up old clothing, have a new project you work on. There's people there who can usually help you. At 10:15 on Wednesdays, we have chair yoga. At 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, our knitting group meets. They just kind of find a cozy spot in the library to sit and knit and chat quietly. Thursdays at 10 is family story time for ages 2 and up. And the Massena Artists Association has their oversized art show currently on display in the library, and it's beautiful. If you haven't seen it, please stop in and see it. I'd like to thank everyone who was involved in establishing the River Village program during the Big Bass Blowout a couple weekends ago. Thank you to Don Meisner. Thank you to Carolyn Cook, president of the Massena Artists Association. Thank you to the town for working with her to help get this going. This was something that the Artists Association had talked about for a bit, and it was a really great experience. I think it's going to be even better next year. And thank you to Jason and everyone who worked with Jason. I'm sure he had people working with him, even though he seems like a Superman when he puts it on every year. Rockin' the River was fantastic. The music was really great, Jason. I know because my table was right next to the stage.
All seats.
And that was fine because I couldn't help but sing along, and I'm a terrible singer, but nobody could hear me, so it was okay. Thank you to everyone involved in both those events. They were really great. We were able to hand out children's books to children in the community. We were able to provide information on library services and sign people up for library cards. It was a really good day both days. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. Town Museum.
I was able to attend the museum meeting. For the financial report, they received their book royalty payments. They also purchased a gift for the former archivist, Linda, who retired, went over some bank account balances. Talked about museum visitors. In June, they had 32 visitors. In July, they had 94, which we think might be a museum record. Talked about the budget a little bit and needing some new computer software and digitization projects and whatnot. Talked about some security issues, how the panic button at the library needs to be reworked. Talked about some other museum programs and events that are happening and had happened. That about sums up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
One question, did they happen to mention why they thought there was an increase in the
They did.
visitors at the museum?
They did. So in the month of July, they had like a tour in the month of July that consisted of like 35 participants. So that was the main reason why the boost happened.
That was the county historical as well.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Meisner.
Well, as every month when I get up here, I talk about what's coming up. And we've had an incredible summer of tournaments. The tournaments were extraordinarily successful. And I think it's important that one of the reasons they were so successful is what the town of Massena does. And I wanted to, I've mentioned this before, but we have people that come and help us do what we do. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be able to serve as such a host for these tournament trails. And I want to just mention one person that has helped us, and that's Dylan. Dylan does not work, this isn't part of his job, but I call him and I say, Dylan, we need somebody down there at 2:30. He's always available, he always makes himself available to help us, and that's really the mark of what a volunteer really does. And so I think this is a great time to mention that. And of course, we have other members of the board that have been there and that help us so much. And Ray, you know, last year when you were a board member, you came every single morning to do what we do, and it helps give you an idea of the magnitude of what we're trying to do with these tournaments. And our big bass blowout that we just had, that Krista mentioned, and we doubled the best that we've ever done in all the 10 years previous to this. It was a huge success. And again, you know, the sponsors that help us, that makes an unbelievable difference. And Boutique Air was there, and they decided they were gonna have like a picnic affair, and they grilled hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. And every single angler and his wife and his kids or whoever was there were made welcome to come up and eat with them. And, you know, the anglers really appreciated that. That's something they'd never seen any place like that. Nobody was charged anything, everybody had a wonderful time. And the anglers continued to come up to me and say, thank you for what you've done here. And that personifies what the Big Bass Blowout was meant to do from the very beginning, to bring families together. And the top prizes that we awarded went to 2 different father and son teams. And I'm talking about little sons, not teenage sons, but little sons, you know. And they'd come into the dock and I'd say, who caught that big fish? And it was always the father pointing to the son. And you know, this is what this is really about. This is what we wanted to make fishing about for the area. It's about something that families and everybody can get involved with together. And I'm thankful that we got through that, because it was 2 days of nonstop stressful, you know, action. But again, mentioning our sponsors, that's everything. The sponsors made that possible, and we're already planning for next year. And I want to tell you something that I think all of you will be really interested in. The Toyota Trail that happened before that, the week before, the Toyota Series is one of the lower level Major League Fishing series, and it's designed for, and this isn't a really great word to use, but to me it's like the wannabes. All the wannabes out there that want to make fishing their life, they want to become a pro fisherman. And we ended up having 300 fishermen at that event. And if you had been there, and if you could be there and listen to what they say when they get up on the stage, they commented over and over about how much we love to come here, and we can't wait to come here again. And that was the repeated thing, and that's what really stands out. When we started doing these tournaments, we never dreamed we developed this relationship that we have now, and it's really something we can be proud of as a town, that people around the country are looking at Massena as a place to come and get into the St. Lawrence River. We had fabulous bags of fish that were brought in and so forth. And the other thing to be aware of, all the fish caught in all these tournaments were caught between Massena and Waddington, basically. It was that stretch of river that was used. And people have always thought, you gotta go down to the Thousand Islands, or you gotta go out in Lake Ontario to get the real giant fish. Well, no longer are they saying that, because they see that we have them here. And just keep in mind, for several years now, Massena's been the tournament center. And all those bass that people bring in for all the hundreds of miles that they travel by boat, they're let go back in the water just outside of our intake. So we're our own stocking company. We have restocked the river, and we made it so that they're available all over up here. And my report is that every day we're working on all these things. Yesterday in particular, I had Major League Fishing calling us twice, wanting to go over something, because they had planned that the Toyota Series would take a break for a year and not come back to Massena next year. And anglers from all over the country started complaining to them, we want to come back to Massena. And I'm not just making this up. I know it sounds like I'm a promoter of the fair right now, but that isn't the case. And so they reneged now, and they notified me yesterday that we do want to have the Toyota Series back in Massena next August. So we're working on that right now to try to get that all put together. And the other thing that I did want to talk about, what I have been doing a lot, and what I believe strongly, of all the things that I've done since I started working with the town of Massena 10 years ago, is this opportunity we have to to have full-page Massena ads in all the major professional sports teams of the New York City area. And this is something that I believe strongly in, because that's a whole market area of people that would want to come up here after seeing what we put together in that they could come up here and maybe have a dream trip. And these people have money. You know, if you're part of the season ticket holders for any of these teams, you've got money to spend, and that's what we're trying to increase revenues all the time. So and another thing that we just did this last weekend was the Rock in the River event, and I don't want to spoil Jason's time up here, but I will tell you, Linda and I were part of that, and he did tremendous. You know, I want to give Jason all the credit I possibly can, because you see these different organizations that exist here in the North Country, and they want to go outside the North Country to find great talent to do the things that they think should be done here. Well, we have great talent here, and by utilizing the talent that we have, I think it's pretty amazing. And Jason did just a terrific job. That the crowds, if you weren't there for this concert, the AC/DC concert, the crowds were incredible. I've never seen them like this. So we really have something that we built, and this is what we want to go forward with, what we built right this last year. We want to build on that and improve on everything that we've done if we can. So I guess that's pretty much, I want to leave you on that high note, because there's always low notes that come. But anyway, that's my report for this month.
I got a question. I'm proud of Massena and the St. Lawrence River across this country with the fishing. I want to know what the hell's going to happen when that data center moves in. My friend Randy, he lives on the river.
Yeah, you can kiss it all goodbye if they put in their center and steal all your water. You can kiss it all, it doesn't matter what's going on at the library, the river, the fishing. You put a data center in, you're gonna kill the environment. And it's exactly what goes on, you can read about it anywhere.
We will do this in closing comments.
Excuse me?
We will do this in closing comments.
Okay.
Linda McQuinn.
I have 3 items on my report for this evening. The first one covers Market New York. In last month's report, I mentioned that I was working on the grant application through the consolidated funding application process. On behalf of the town of Massena, I did submit that at the end of July. The funding that we've requested will include monies for tournaments, sports shows, also some publicity items, and I still have to get a copy of that completed application to Joni for her files, but I will have that to her. The second item on my report has to do with the Community Development Block Grant. This was the first one that was written by Jim Murphy back in, well, it probably was 2018. It was approved in 2019. And that application has been officially closed out with a letter that we received at the end of July of this year. That letter was sent to, I believe it was sent to the town supervisor, and it was sent to Brenda. So I will include that with my written report for the other members of the board. Which leads me to item number 3, which is the second round of the Community Development Block Grant funding. And I am in the process of starting that application. And tonight the board did approve that with resolution. So I've started working with one of our local businesses, and they're here this evening. North Country Millworks, the Donnelly family, and they have reached out to me, and they have some excellent ideas for their business. So we're hoping that they will be interested in being included.
Okay, would you like to say a couple words?
I'm Craig Don.